Liberals are freaking out after Senator Rand Paul, of Kentucky, just helped President Donald Trump move CIA Director Mike Pompeo over to be the new Secretary of State. You won't want to miss the epic reason Paul decided to help, which he dropped on the liberal hacks over at MSNBC. According to Daily Caller, Senator Rand Paul, of Kentucky, said he had reconsidered his vote on Mike Pompeo for Secretary of State after extensive talks with President Donald Trump and Pompeo over the weekend. During an interview with MSNBC's Morning Joe host Mika Brzezinski on Tuesday, April 24, 2018, Paul laid out exactly why he changed his mind on Pompeo's passage through the Senate Foreign Relations Committee in Monday's vote. Without a doubt, no one over at MSNBC was rooting for Pompeo to become our next Secretary of State. So, it wasn't a surprise when Brzezinski started out by trying to put Paul in the hot seat for changing his mind at the last minute by asking him what kind of promises Trump and Pompeo made Paul in order to secure his vote. Senator, what were those assurances that came at the final moments that you didn't hear before? Brzezinski asked. You know, you've heard me before say that we've been at war too long and in too many places. I still believe that. I believe that very strongly. In fact, I think that's one of my #1 jobs up here is to try to see if we can end some of our military involvement around the globe, Paul replied. And so, in saying that, that was one of the reasons I was worried about Director Pompeo, because when I've asked him repeatedly was the Iraq war a mistake, President Trump has said it's a mistake, do you say it's a mistake? I really wasn't getting a direct answer, Paul said, according to Politico. Over the weekend, both meeting with Pompeo and then also discussing again on the phone with him and the president. You know, every time I talk to the president, I become more and more of the belief that he truly does share my notion that we've been at war too long and in too many places. Whether Director Pompeo does or not, he's telling me yes, that he thinks the president is right, Paul said. The president's vision for the world is going to be his job. And I think we'll hear from him publicly. More specifically, that our foreign policy hasn't worked in the past and that regime change hasn't worked. So, these are the things I've been pushing for, and I felt like that in the end, I did get some satisfaction, Paul continued. We have also had some discussions on another front with the president over the last couple of days. I've been very concerned that the FBI is allowed to look at Americans' information without a warrant, and I've had some discussions with him over whether or not we could actually have an executive order from the president that simply says from now on we're going to obey the Fourth Amendment and the FBI agents will have to get a warrant to look at these foreign surveillance databases. That's a big step for me too, Paul added. So, in all of these discussions, I came to the point of view that I would give Director Pompeo a chance, and I think that we'll hear more from him over the next couple of days that hopefully will be heartening to those of the point of view that we need to have less war, Paul concluded. Rand Paul hit the nail on the head. Mike Pompeo is the man for the job at the State Department because he knows that President Donald Trump's vision for the world needs to be his job. The president needs people in his administration who don't stab him in the back or call him names. Senator Paul was right to change his mind on Pompeo's move to the State Department in support of Trump's agenda. Once again, President Trump has proven himself to be the leader and master negotiator that we needed